Alrighty. Idaho depressed me today. But of course it did. I really think that there's some states that just need a completely different slew of electorate. Just saying. Let's get into the fan art section first, and then we can go ahead and have a little bit of a bit of a catharsis as we go over what has happened recently there. Anyway, is it a fun topic? No, it's not. Anyway, fan art section first. This one is from Dog, and it is starting here. It said, inspired by Gideon Wells and a small blank space on an artboard at the cafe. Suris of the pool, what is your wisdom? I cannot pronounce any of those words that are there. Banana draw? And then a banana assault. Suris of the pool, I have discovered that I actually quite enjoy bananas. Okay, there we go. It is a dog of wisdom. Meme. I like it. As always, thank you for your fan art submissions. If you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best way to do so is to drop it in the fan art section of the Discord. With that said, let's go ahead and get into the depressing topic instead. Senator in Idaho tells a Native American candidate to go back where she came from, and then storms out of a public event. Yep, a Native American. What the fuck do those words mean, Senator? What does a Native American mean? Where the fuck do you want them to go back to, you dumbass? Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look here. So, Native American and Idaho State House candidate Trish Carter Goodhart says that she'll continue to advocate for representation, equality, and respect following the racist outburst directed at her by Senator Dan Foreman. Carter Goodhart said that the comment from the sitting lawmaker to go back to where she came from was painful to hear, but on par with her experience as a Native woman in Idaho. She says it touches upon all aspects of my identity, my ancestry, my culture, and my daily life. It's like constantly being reminded that people see me as an other, that my culture and my history is undervalued, and that my existence is politicized. I'm still processing it. I'm absolutely shocked and floored that he became so unraveled. If he just had the emotional intelligence to say, just stop what he was saying and to restrain himself, we could have had an amazing dialogue about racism today, Carter said. He missed that moment for education and growth. Foreman did not respond to several requests for comments, but wrote 2 Facebook posts about the incident. The senator denied saying anything racist and called the story a stereotypical left-wing hit job on a Republican candidate. Well, let's go ahead and see what those Facebook posts look like real quick. Looking at the post, he says, well, my friends, the far-left socialist Democrats were at it again. They just put on a quintessential display of race baiting for which they are so well known. At a recent so-called political forum, they proclaimed Idaho to be a racist state embodying organized systemic racism, aided by an event moderator who allowed them to make blatant personal attacks on the Republican attendees in direct violation of the forum rules. They interspersed their specious claims of racism with their stereotypical support for murdering unborn babies in the womb and mutilating our youth as part of their transgender movement. And let's not forget their boisterous support for all other gender-related nonsense for which they advocate. And now they are attempting to further their political agenda on social media by claiming I, and apparently every other Republican, am racist. Yes. Absolutely. It seems anybody who stands up to their empty-headed rhetoric and lies is in some way, wait for it now, racist. The left cannot argue the platform on the merits because they, in essence, have no platform. They, therefore, resort to their old standby of race baiting, flat out lying about the issues of the day and voicing support for every evil, immoral, and senseless undertaking of the day. Well, here's a news flash for the lefties out there. There is no systemic racism in America or Idaho. If you are part of the system and you tell a Native American woman to go back to where she came from, which is a racist statement no matter who you send it to, God, I'm just trying to figure out, is that not evidence of systemic racism? Because you are actively a member of that system, and you are propagating that racism, and then your constituents get to feel like that racism is more normalized. I feel like maybe just possibly you are in fact doing the systemic racism thing yourself. You don't have any right to murder the unborn. There is no such thing as your self-proclaimed women's reproductive rights. Ah, yes, there's no such thing as reproductive rights. All right. I don't need to read any more of this bullshit. I really don't. It turns out that once you hit a certain level of BS, I just don't have to care about what you have to say anymore. I really like hearing white, privileged guys, like myself actually, claiming that they can just control women's bodies. It's just the best thing I've ever seen. Zerkat says, newsflash for this jerk, systemic racism in Ohio is the reservation system, and the fact that for the longest time it was illegal to be black in Idaho. Weird, right? Anyways, he denied saying anything racist and called the story a stereotypical left-wing hit job on a Republican candidate. I enlightened this person to the fact that I was born in America and therefore am a Native American. There was no racial slur in my statement. Okay, so when you say, go back to where you came from, I came from America, that doesn't sound racist to you? That doesn't sound like it's charged in a particular way? Carter Goodhart's opponent, Republican Lori McCann, one event organizer, and another panelist all confirmed to the Boise State Public Radio the senator's words towards Carter Goodhart. Okay, let's look at what the original version of the story was real quick before we come to any conclusions. A bipartisan forum in a small Lotta County community took a turn when Republican Senate incumbent Dan Foreman stormed out of the event, following a racist outburst directed at a Native American candidate. On Tuesday, local Democrat and Republican representative organized a Meet Your Candidates forum in the northern Idaho town of Kendrick. 3 contenders from each party vying for District 6 legislative seats, 1 Senate and 2 House Representatives positions, answered questions submitted by audience members. When asked if discrimination exists in Idaho, conservative Senator Dan Foreman said no. In a statement released Wednesday, Democratic candidate for House Seat A and member of the Nez Perk tribe, Trish Carter Goodhart, said she pushed back on that idea when it was her turn to speak, pointing out her own experience and the history of white supremacy groups in northern Idaho. She says just because someone hasn't personally experienced discrimination doesn't mean that it's not happening. Racism and discrimination are real issues here in Idaho, as anyone familiar with our state's history knows. I highlighted our weak hate crime laws and mentioned the presence of the Aryan nations in northern Idaho as undeniable evidence of this reality. Foreman stood up and angrily interjected, using an expletive to criticize what he cast as the liberal bent of the response, according to the release and people present at the forum. Carter said he then told her that she should go back to where she came from and heatedly stormed off. One event organizer and 2 other panelists confirmed Carter Goodhart's account, adding that Foreman appeared very agitated. Maybe he should have laid off the cocaine that day. I don't know. Carter Goodhart is campaigning to be a House representative and is not running against the senator. Her opponent, Republican Representative Lori McCann, was also present at the forum. In an email, she said she read Carter Goodhart's statement and found it to be an accurate account of what transpired in Kendrick. Foreman has a history of angrily confronting people in public and shouting profanities. All right, now I'm gonna fucking run. Oh wow, that wasn't supposed to fall. That wasn't supposed to fall. I'm gonna find a way to run. I'm sorry. There's no world in which these buffoons can be the only people allowed to run. I'm sorry. These absolute morons who apparently have the ability to control themselves of a toddler who can't not be racist, who can't not be anti-Semitic, who can't not be science deniers, who can't not be all of these things. Apparently it's so difficult for politicians to just stay in their lane and do their job. That's apparently an incredibly difficult thing to do, and even an impossible thing to do. So fuck it. What's the worst that could happen? There is no way anything I do in an administration could possibly be worse than this. And what are they going to do? What are they going to do? What things are they going to aim at to say that I should not be qualified when we have literal fucking adult children running the government? What are they going to say? Oh, I have a trans partner? Who the fuck cares? Oh, I use a VTuber model? Who the fuck cares? Oh, I use profanity? So the fuck do they? I've spent the last week and a half sitting down and meeting with people who are trying to run for office and people who have ran for office and won multiple times. In what world can't I operate in that room? I've already got like 15 career paths I'm trying to push for anyway. Why not add another one? Altfact says your streamer avatar? Yeah. Who the fuck cares? Who cares? Oh, he's got a VTuber avatar. Cool. I'll be the one politician that knows what a VTuber is. Who cares? And if I fail, neat. I'll have had the experience of running. I'll have had the experience of trying my best. Oops. Said, but Suris, you know Vosh? Cool. Then I can get Vosh's help in running. I'll just reach out and be like, hey, buddy. Got a favor to ask of you. We'll see what happens. Show up for the discussions as your VTuber avatar. We'll see. Jackson says, if Marjorie Taylor Greene and Hobobobo can run, so can you. Oy, oy, oy. Anyways, let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. I am tired, and is this really the best our government can come up with? Come on now. We need to start having people who want to actually represent people in our districts and not argue about woke agendas that don't fucking exist. Anyway, insert end of video tagline here. Hey, just wanted to give a quick thank you to all of my wonderful patrons who help keep me afloat and help keep this channel going. YouTube and Twitch are wonderful platforms, but at the end of the day, stability is not one of their strong suits. If you want to support my channel, then obviously Patreon is one of the best ways of doing that. Link is in the description. But I do want to personally thank everybody who has contributed to the channel. Those people would be Red Joker, Purple Poundini, Jemshin, Britzkrieg, Jupe the Malignant, Michael, Ravelern, Mabbity Babbity, Astral Frontier, Autumn and Angel, Nixie Chan, Agamotto, Victorian Alchemist, I'm not saying the last part of that, and you know that. Arcton Arclacier, Kiratorian, Dren Hadamata, Jordan M, John L, Lord Bleck, Smiling Game Master, and Fireshard. And everyone else who supports my channel and lets me do what I do full-time. This is a dream job of mine that I never believed that I would be able to take full-time, and with your help, I've been able to do it. So thank you so very much for that. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you all enjoy, and I hope you all are having a wonderful time. I will see you all in the next one, hopefully.